Hey, what's going on, Gemini's? Butch here. I'm going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, rules can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. And with all that being said, let's get it. Here's what we have for Gemini's. What's going on for Gemini? All right, Gemini. So the first thing I do see is I feel like this energy is not new. You know, this person that's around you is not someone new. Or at least they don't feel new. You know, we have that Six of Cups. You know, I feel like this is... I mean, it may be a new person in your life, but it definitely doesn't feel like a new energy. You know, it feels like an energy that's been there for a long time, but it has been laying dormant. You know, I feel like with this person, first and foremost, there's a very strong bond. I mean, like I said, it could be someone new. The energy just doesn't feel new. You know, I feel like this is a very strong bond that you have with this person. I feel like there's a very, you know, you find it very easy to be around this person. Almost like you've known them your whole life. But maybe the fact that it's been laying dormant has caused this to feel new, but like give that newness to it, but it definitely doesn't feel new. Especially with Geminis. Geminis don't fall easy. But I feel like there is definitely some strong feelings for this person. You know, I feel like this person has a very dominant role. Not dominating, but dominant. I feel like this person, you know, it's like one of those people when you know, even if you meet them brand new, you know that this person has something that's going to be very important to you. It's a very commanding presence. Like there's a lot of importance to this person being where they are at the time that they are there. Now with this person, because of the fact that like I'm saying, it's very deep. You know, I keep feeling like it's a new energy, but it can also be an evolving energy. Maybe it could be someone that you know or have known, but I feel like the energy here is new. So it could have evolved into this. Very strange. But I feel like this connection that you have with this person is much deeper than either one of you really realize. And I feel like it continues to get deeper as we kind of unearth it, or as we kind of look at it and see how deep this rabbit hole goes. It goes very deep. Now I feel like there is, like I said, because it feels like it lay dormant. There is some chaotic energy here. It's almost like a lot of back and forth, a lot of internal struggle. It's like, Geminis, I know it takes a lot for them to really let you in, but I feel like there's something really pulling you to let this person in, and I feel like it's a struggle between that chaotic energy and that internal struggle. But it keeps bringing me back to the fact that I don't feel like this is a new person, just a new energy. But it's definitely evolving. I see big changes. We have that Two of Swords. There's things there that we didn't see before. With this person, I get a very balanced energy. Like, it's almost like they kind of go with the flow type energy. They bring in a lot of passionate energy, but there's also that intellectual compatibility, and with just a side of that emotional side as well. This connection is much deeper than love. It's much deeper than that mental compatibility. It's much deeper than just physical. It's all those rolled into one, and it becomes much, much bigger than either one of us realized. But one thing I do see that's very clear about this connection is very deep. And I feel like it's only now that we're starting to see the true potential. We're starting to trust our intuition, and I feel like that leads to seeing the potential here. This person has a huge role to play in your life, and I feel like the role has evolved as well. I just see two people that grew together. You know how sometimes when you're with someone and you grow apart over time? I feel like this is the opposite. I feel like it's like the distance keeps getting smaller between us. It's like we're growing together. I feel like there was a time when the negatives outweigh the positives. We're looking at the negatives instead of the positives, and that's why they were outweighing them. But with this person, I'm getting that anchor. I feel like this person has always kind of been there. They're very stable, standing their ground with that seven of Wands. That energy. It doesn't mean that they've always been stable. It means that their energy's always been that. It's like someone that likes to travel, but they always have that home. They always come back to it. But again, we have, I feel like the foundation has already been laid here. And I feel like it's something that neither one of us are really walking away from. Or rather, we don't want to walk away from it. I feel like that's what I feel like has changed here. I feel like we went from not wanting to walk away from it to not being able to walk away from it. And vice versa. It's like an energy that there's always been something pulling it back. Again, we go back to that anchor. It's almost like that. Even when we're all over the place, this person is always that steady that steady consistency. I know this is very confusing, but it's very confusing for me to read. But I've come to the conclusion I don't think this is a new person at all. I just think it's a new energy that you're having with this person. I feel like you grew into this person. I feel like they grew into you. And another part of this, I feel like the reason why this is growing is I feel like this person has always been kind of closed off, feeling like they never really opened up to you. But I feel like now, I feel like that's changing. And I feel like that's what one of the major transformations of this connection is, the fact that this person is no longer closed off to you. And that can explain a lot, because with Geminis, they don't like secrets. Geminis don't like quietness. They don't like you being quiet. They don't like you keeping that shit to yourself. And I feel like this person, they kept you at a distance. Even though they were that anchor, they never really put in the effort like you thought someone that you love should. But like I said, I feel like this space is becoming more and more safer for you, and you feel more secure in it. You know, I see this person putting a lot more work than they did. And I feel like this person, I mean, we have the King of Wands at Leo energy. I feel like this person is finally grabbing on and holding on and letting you know that this is the place that you were meant to be. You know, maybe not giving you any, I mean, we have that Knight of Cups, and that can explain a lot. You know, I feel like this could be something that was very loose, you know, and never really gave you any kind of consistency. You know, there's a consistent energy of the person always consistently being there, but it never gave you consistent growth. You know, it was very loose. They never really put you first or made you a priority, but now they are. You know, I mean, I feel like this started off very casual, very non-committal. But like I said, with this person, I feel like they're finally being honest with themselves. They're finally being honest with you. And I feel like that's the major revelation here, is this person has never really gave you a reason to stay, or gave you a reason to not be all over the place. I feel like the secrets, I feel like that shit was eating us up. One of the biggest things with Geminis, and I'll tell you this for all the cross watchers out there, you can't keep a secret from a Gemini. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. And I feel like the more this person opens up, the more this person's honest with you, I feel like that anxiety that they've been holding on to is subsiding, and I feel like it's causing a new energy. And I feel like this is an energy that you always knew was there, but never really saw it. I mean, we have the Five of Swords as well. So I feel like this person's been holding on to these feelings for a while. So again, we're back to where it's not a new person, but it's a new energy. I feel like you were never really getting the person that they were. Or they were never exposing who they really were. But because the energy is what held you there, you knew it was there. You knew. But because you weren't seeing it, it was hard to believe. Because seeing and believing sometimes can be very hard. You know, if you don't see something, even though if you know it, you feel it, you know it's there, you know this person, there's something more. But if they're not showing you, then it can be very complicated when it doesn't have to be. But what I see in this person is it is only you. It's only ever been you. But they never really gave to this. But now they are. And I feel like because of that, we release that anxiety. We start having our cups filled up. It's like being with someone that loves you but never tells you. It's like being with someone that they never tell you how they truly feel about you. So you never really know. But there's a reason why you keep getting pulled back together. And now that they see it, now that they start to show you, I feel like this is, it's a major revelation. You know, it's like being in love with someone and never feeling loved back, so you find it hard to give to it. You know, why should I be completely in love with someone if they don't love me back? But what I see is someone that truly does love you. The reason why you saw potential with this person is because the potential is absolutely there. And like I said, I feel like you grew into each other. The foundation's already there. Like I said, I started off this, it's so, oh, my brain hurts. I feel like this is not a new person, and I'm sorry for contradicting, but in the beginning it felt like a new energy, but I feel like it is a new energy, but with the same person. It's almost like this person's giving you something they never gave you before, so that's new. You feel a different way when you're with this person after they give you all this information, and this information is actually true. You know, someone could say they love you 100 times, but they never really show you. How much can you believe that? How much can you invest in that? With this person, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. But they knew. I don't understand. I'm sorry if this was confusing, but it confused me. But we got there in the end. You know, in a nutshell, let's wrap this up in a nutshell and say this is not a new person, but their energy is new. What they're giving you is new. What they're telling you is new. But you knew it was there all along. But until they confirmed it, it's like he didn't know. I think, honestly, even though this is confusing, even though this is kind of all over the place, I feel like Geminis are going to get it better than I did. You know, I think it's going to make more sense to you than I think it does. I mean, now in the cross watcher type energy, or the cross watcher's perspective of this, I kind of get it. And I don't want any Geminis being mad at me, but I get it in a sense that, you know, my 14-year relationship with a Gemini, plus my many years since I was 4, my best friend's a Gemini. For a long time in the beginning with both relationships, I wasn't sure I meant anything. I wasn't sure that I had the connection, like I felt the connection to them, but I wasn't sure how they felt. But then I realized, why the hell would they be with me all this time if they didn't care? You know, Geminis are very good at communicating. They're the communicating sign. So obviously they would be. But sometimes it's an emotional threesome. I've said that before and I'll say it again. It's absolutely that way. It's like one minute you feel like you're exactly where you're meant to be, and the next minute you feel like you're nowhere near. You know, one minute you feel like you're connected with this person on the deepest level that you can be connected with a person, and then sometimes it feels like you're in a different stratosphere. And sometimes it's hard to give into that because you don't know where you stand. It's not an excuse. You know, if you care about someone, give everything. And I'll tell you one thing about Geminis, for all you cross-watchers out there, is a Gemini won't spend any time, they won't waste their time with you if you don't mean something. And that's one thing I can be certain about. You know, Geminis don't have the time or the patience to spend with someone that they don't care about. So if you're getting attention from a Gemini, that means something. That's saying a lot. Now, I know it's not the revelation that maybe some people are looking for, but it is what it is. Loving a Gemini is not the easiest thing. And I'm sorry again, Geminis, if you get offended by that, but it's not. But, wait for it. Maybe you'll not be so mad when I tell you this. But it's certainly worth it. You know, it's not an easy road, but it's one of the most beneficial. The Gemini loves you, you did something right. And you'll never regret the road that got you there. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.